All right, if you were watching just before the noon on Live at 11, I mentioned this to Dan and Carrie. In 2018, a billboard industry website called B Media Group listed the states with the most billboards in the country. And Utah was sixth with over 1,600 billboards. Now there is a new bill at the state legislature that could make a lot of those billboards that already exist a whole lot more visible. A quick look at what we're talking about. Senate Bill 61 would tell cities and towns they cannot stop billboard companies from turning any of their signs into an electronic billboard. You know, those ones that change their messages all the time? Well, Senator Scott Sandell of Tremonton has gotten the bill through a Senate committee. Billboard companies are a big presence in Utah politics. They've given more than $150,000 to candidates of both parties just in 2020. Many of the political advertisements you see on billboards are actually given to those politicians. It's an in-kind donation. Well, today we're going to go in depth on this with Taylor Stevens from our content sharing partners at the Salt Lake Tribune. Taylor, thanks for joining us. You've talked with the sponsor of this bill, Senator Sandell from up there in Tremonton, and also with some folks who oppose. Give us the basics. Is it really as broad as it says that any billboard that exists could be turned into an electronic billboard?
You know, there are some prohibitions in place, some curfews that cities can seek in cases where billboards are located near homes. However, it is fairly broad, even in areas where cities and counties have local control, where they have decided they don't want these electronic billboards. This state mandate could override that.
Yeah, you know, sometimes the state legislature likes to flex that muscle and say that they're the primary government and can overrule cities. Now, so when you talk about a curfew, then that's not saying that the billboard, that they couldn't make it electronic, just that they'd have to, shut it down at a certain time of night if it's close to homes?
Exactly, and that's because these flashing billboards can really be a nuisance for residents who live near them. They can, blast into your home. There was an instance where one of these billboards was causing some trouble for some families in Riverton recently, and a state lawmaker had to kind of step in and help get those dimmed. And so this lawmaker is concerned that that could be a problem for other residents, that they wouldn't be able to, prevent a billboard from going digital in their neighborhoods.
So that's one of the arguments against it, that concern about being close to homes. And I suppose the argument for it is really, do they consider it a free speech thing essentially, or being able to do what you want with what you own? What do they say?
It's interesting. The bill sponsor, Senator Scott Sandell, is sort of making this into an equity argument. He says that there are on-premise signs for a business that, is advertising for its own business on its own property, and that they are allowed to use these electronic billboards in the same zones and same areas where these off-premise signs or billboards are not allowed. And so he thinks that there's a fairness issue there where, no matter where the sign is, that they should be able to use this digital billboard to advertise for their products, whether it's on premises or a billboard.
Do billboards exist in another category than on-premise signs, so that a municipality can regulate one and not the other?
I'm not sure. I think it would vary by municipality to municipality, but it appears so because, Senator Scott Sandell is saying there are instances where in the same zone, an on-premise sign can use this digital billboard while an off-premise sign can. So at least in some instances, that appears to be occurring.
There have often been arguments against billboards, and we mentioned residential areas, but then there are just some beautification people who talk about the fact that they think that they're a stain on the landscape. Did you hear any of that as you were talking and reporting on this?
Yeah, we heard from some folks who work in the dark sky space, and Utah is well renowned for having dark skies. And, they're worried that this could change that in some of the most scenic areas. So, the entryway into Zion or Springdale, some of those places where there are billboards, if those were to be lit up, that could, prevent some of the dark sky happenings that they have. And so that's definitely a concern. There are also others who are just concerned that these billboards are a distraction for drivers on the freeway, that they hold your attention more than your average billboard would. And so there's also a safety concern that opponents have raised as well.
Okay, and the proponents. I mean, I guess I just try and see what is in it for the lawmakers who are for this law, because it doesn't seem like it would be something that would likely be. I mean, I wonder if their constituents are asking for more billboards or for more electronic billboards. Did you anything else other than just kind of the fairness thing?
I think that there is a sense that billboards help promote private industry. They help the economy. They can help local municipalities drive business to the businesses within their cities, which drives, sales tax revenue. And so there is kind of an economic component to it as well that proponents have in mind. And so that came up as well within the committee hearing. But it mostly was, most of the proponents of this measure are in the billboard industry, while opponents are more cities and municipalities and individuals who don't want to see more billboards in Utah.
All right, and Taylor, thank you so much. And that last insight, a little humbling, because I suddenly realize as you say that, I'm someone whose salary is essentially paid by advertisements, so I guess that I should be more aware that that they serve a purpose. Not it's a TV and billboards are different, but still, that is I'm a little embarrassed I didn't see that insight myself. So thank you so much, Taylor Stevens. Your article is in the Tribune. You can find that online right now, and we look forward to more of your reporting.
Thank you.